I've done a lot of speaking in Germany and in France and in different parts of the world, 105 countries it's been my privilege to speak in. And I was invited one day to visit Chancellor Adenauer, who was looked upon as sort of the founder of modern Germany since the war. And he said to me, he said, "Young man," he said, "do you believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ?" And I said, "Sir, I do." He said, "So do I." He said, "When I leave office, I'm going to spend my time writing a book on why Jesus Christ rose again and why it's so important to believe that." In one of his plays, Alexander Solzhenitsyn depicts a man dying who says to those gathered around his bed, "The moment when it's terrible to feel regret is when one is dying. How should one live in order not to feel regret when one is dying?" Blaise Pascal asked exactly that question in 17th century France. Pascal has been called the architect of modern civilization. He was a brilliant scientist at the frontiers of mathematics, even as a teenager. He is viewed by many as the founder of the probability theory and a creator of the first model of a computer. And of course, you're all familiar with the computer language named for him. Pascal explored in depth our human dilemmas of evil, suffering, and death. He was astounded at the phenomena we've been considering, that people can achieve extraordinary heights in science, the arts, and human enterprise, yet they also are full of anger, hypocrisy, and self-hatreds. Pascal saw us as a remarkable mixture of genius and self-delusion. On November 23rd, 1654, Pascal had a profound religious experience. He wrote in his journal these words: "I submit myself absolutely to Jesus Christ, my Redeemer." A French historian said 2 centuries later, "Seldom has so mighty an intellect submitted with such humility to the authority of Jesus Christ." Pascal came to believe not only the love and the grace of God could bring us back into harmony, but he believed that his own sins and failures could be forgiven, and that when he died, he would go to a place called heaven. He experienced it in a way that went beyond scientific observation and reason. It was he who penned the well-known words, "The heart has its reasons, which reason knows not of." Equally well known is Pascal's wager. Essentially, he said this: if you bet on God and open yourself to his love, you lose nothing, even if you're wrong. But if instead you bet that there is no God, then you can lose it all in this life and the life to come. For Pascal, scientific knowledge paled beside the knowledge of God. The knowledge of God was far beyond anything that ever crossed his mind. He was ready to face him when he died at the age of 39. King David lived to be 70, a long time in his era. Yet he too had to face death. And he wrote these words: "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." This was David's answer to the 3 dilemmas of evil, suffering, and death. It can be yours as well as you seek the living God and allow him to fill your life and give you hope for the future. When I was 17 years of age, I was born and reared on a farm in North Carolina. I milked cows every morning and had to milk the same cows every evening when I came home from school. And there were 20 of them that I was responsible for. And I worked on a farm and tried to keep up with my studies. I didn't make good grades in high school. I didn't make them in college until something happened in my heart One day I was faced face to face with Christ. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Can you imagine that? I am the truth. I'm the embodiment of all truth. He was a liar. Or he was insane. Or he was what he claimed to be. Which was he? I had to make that decision. I couldn't prove it. I couldn't take it to a laboratory and experiment with it. But by faith, I said, I believe him. And he came into my heart and changed my life. And now I'm ready when I hear that call to go into the presence of God. Thank you, and God bless all of you. Thank you for the privilege. That's great.
You did it. Thanks for having us.